If you're going to do any type of hiking or exercise of any sort for that matter, when it comes to pre-workout, I always would go for a whole food, mostly plant-based pre-workout or diet. The only problem is if you don't have up to 3 hours to digest that pre-workout, then it's going to affect your workout because, again, it takes about 3 to 4 hours to digest anything in the stomach and have it pass on to the small intestine. You don't want to be jumping around with a full stomach, number one. You also don't want to be dealing with trying to digest this when your muscles are going to be asking for the blood supply. As you have a more solid mass in the stomach, the digestive juices will flow and you're going to divert a lot of your blood flow to the digestive system when you really want it to go to the muscle system. So if you don't have that window of opportunity to have some form of clean protein, you can get broccoli, soy, dairy if you want. I usually try to avoid dairy. Salmon, chicken, egg, then that would be fine. You mix that with a little bit of a carbohydrate and you're good to go before your exercise routine or your hike. You always have to stay hydrated as well. I think it's very important. But if you're in a competitive sport, I remember when I did my first marathon, I probably did too much hydration and I had to pee at every porta potty, and along with everybody else that was peeing, it slowed me down. So I would probably just get a gauge for what you're doing for the day and then make sure that you're not dehydrated. If you don't have 3 hours to digest your food properly, then that's when you want to cut out the fiber, the fat, and the protein and make it a somewhat refined carbohydrate and have that get absorbed into the bloodstream so you can supply yourself with a bit of energy, or those energy packets that your blood, your muscle, and your brain will need for your endeavor. Same thing goes after the workout. You want to have protein in there. It's the new buzzword. And leucine has been shown to help with muscle rebuilding. If you do too much as far as the carbohydrate, not enough for the protein, and theoretically as you start to expend energy and your body is going to ask for it again, it will potentially break down your own muscle tissue to use as amino acid building blocks. So that's why you want to have a protein source in your diet. I've done videos before where I try to get people to shift the majority of the protein they have in a 24-hour period to the daytime or the morning. That way they're more wakeful in the morning and have a carbohydrate dominant meal at night, which might help with sleep. As far as the post-workout routine, because you essentially burned up all your glycogen stores, I'd probably be more carbohydrate. That's healthy carbohydrate, low glycemic index, dominant meals in the post-exercise routine or in the post-exercise fuel that you're trying to rebuild again. But if you had your options to do a pre-workout meal and a post-workout meal, I would make the pre-workout more protein dominant and the post-workout more carbohydrate dominant.